Devin Townsend, thank you so much for being on Stay Heavy TV today.
Thank you for having me.
I gotta tell you, the haircut, what happened?
Well, I think, as we were just talking about a second ago, I've been married for 20 years, and I think there's a certain element of any relationship that just goes far beyond the emotional thing, and it just depends on whether or not you are clean. And for me, with the poo sticks that were hanging off my head, I started realizing that I was keeping them more for the sake of people who liked it, rather than anything on my own front. And when I got rid of them, I'll tell you what, that first shower was glorious.
And so far, you've been touring on Deconstruction. How has that been going so far?
It's good. You know, we did a tour in America with Septic Flesh, Obscura, and Children of Bottom, and me.
Yes.
Yeah, so the boner in sweatpants, right? The turd in the punch bowl. And I remember there's a bunch of like death metal guys that were watching me, and I got puppets on stage and shit, and they're just like, who the hell's that, right? They start getting super aggro and giving you the silent frenzy from the front row where they're like... But for me, I figure that the best way to say fuck everything is to do exactly what you want in whatever situation that you're in, and not try and taper your personality to suit some sort of aesthetic that you have no interest in. And so in that way, I think I was metal as fuck.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's like all about the performance, how you do your job, not necessarily how you look. Well, you still look great. I think it's an excellent, excellent look for you.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Now tell us about the Ghost album.
Ghost is the second record of the two that got released together, and technically the fourth of my 4-record Devin Townsend project. And I think for me, that's the type of music I've always been interested in. I really like the sort of new agey meditational thing. I think a lot of what defined my music is just as much Enya as it was Morbid Angel, right? So, but I think up to Deconstruction, there was a fear I had of that process, and after leaving Strapping Young Lad, there was a lot of baggage that I think I had artistically that was important for me to purge in order to, I think, have the balls to do a record like Ghost, right? Because I remember when I did Deconstruction and Ghost, there's people that are playing black metal that they're like, oh, I love Deconstruction, but Ghost freaks me out. And I'm like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah, it's nice, it's pretty. And I'm like, so that freaks you out? I mean, I think that's hilarious in a lot of ways, right? I like Deconstruction because of what it is. I like Ghost for what it is. And I think that for me, how I maintain any sort of emotional equilibrium is to like recognize that, strapping and deconstruction that's a big part of me. And Ghost and Key and all that is also a big part of me, right? And not to be ashamed of either, right?
Right. No, that's what you do. And now, which one of your favorite Devin Townsend project albums would be your favorite?
I'd say Ghost. Yeah, I think, I'm 39 years old now, and my tastes have definitely shifted from where they were in my mid-20s, and now I tend to gauge my emotional reaction to music on whether or not it pisses me off. And I think that my music, it's very personal to me, and it's on autopilot, so it's very much inevitable that it's going to come out the way it does, but Deconstruction, Addicted, and Key demand a lot of my attention. I don't got much time to have my attention demanded at this point, right? So Ghost...
Yes, you do.
Well...
You get interviews all the time.
But you see, that's different because that's part of me trying to put across what I think is important, right? But on my downtime, like I like to ride my bike or whatever, right? And in those moments, the last thing I want is somebody going, hey. And Deconstruction, I can't put it on without thinking that in the background there's this guy going, hey. So Ghost, at least I just put it on and it just does its own thing. And every now and then I'm like, oh, that was nice, right?
You just like sink into it and
That's
meditate.
That's it.
You actually look like you could be a Buddhist monk.
No, I might look like it.
Did you ever see that one movie? What was it? Anger Management.
No.
Okay, well, you look like the Buddhist monk in the movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
He was Caucasian also.
Well, that's a vote of confidence because in terms of meditation or anything, this is how I meditate. I go,
it's more like
masturbation meditation. I don't know. It's not a very meditative moment for me. That more is like staring into the ether and making a moose face. Dead-eyed and slack-jawed, ladies and gentlemen.
Now what, not so much who, but what do you think has been the biggest support throughout the years when you basically, so to speak, cleaned up your act?
Well, I think the support would be family and friends. I mean, I think the thing that was going to be inevitable was that you're going to have to fight a certain battle against people, not against, but for yourself, to protect yourself from the people that have an emotional investment in this type of thing that you were able to represent as a result of living an unhealthy lifestyle. And I mean, I totally get it, right? Like if you have a moment of your life that is, you know, absolutely important to you based on, you know, being interested in a certain album or whatever, you're going to want that, right? And when that gets taken away, there's people that get upset, right? But for me, the support comes from not only my family and my friends, but also from the people who followed the music and understand that the reason I'm doing it is the same reason I did Strappy and Lettuce, because it's what I feel like doing and it's honest.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you soon, hopefully in South America.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much. Yeah.
Thank you. Can I borrow a quick photo? I promise I'll be really, really quick. Welcome back to Stay Heavy TV, and I'm standing here. God, you're like so hot. Anyway, the band name is Mortal. This is Jasmin. How are you today? And this is John. It's very nice to meet you guys. So tell me a little bit about yourselves. You're obviously a female frontman band. How did you actually get into metal? And most of all, tell the fans how you actually learned English. Okay, from a different country.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Iranian. I came to the UK about just under 6 years ago. I always wanted to start a band with, but I learned my English just by trying to find out about the lyrics, the metal lyrics. I just wanted metal when I was 13 or 10. And I just fell in love with the music and with the attitude, you know. There's a lot of rebellion. So I was really lucky that I came to the UK and I met these guys, you know, and John is a great guitarist, he's a main songwriter for the band, and I write the lyrics and the music, it's been great.
We make beautiful music together. And how did you guys actually meet?
Yeah, I've got a lot of adverts everywhere, and makes me so
Now, was the band existing before she came along, or did you guys actually form the band when she came into the picture?
Some of the original stuff was after a while moved to London. So
I just kept the name. I formed the band originally in Scotland, and we went on for about a year. We went to Ihsahn, we recorded an album, and then so but because it was my project, we kept the name, and I lived in London, just already had a fan base, so we started everything, and I was very lucky to be but the great kind of access to make this.
And if you had to describe the sound of Mortal, how would you describe it? Because there are like so many great bands in Bloodstock this year. What do you think sets you apart from the rest?
well, I think musically, sort of mainly inspired bands like Ihsahn and Devin Townsend. And obviously their male dominated bands, so we have so obviously that is a different twist to such bands that do have people our music is very different from theirs. Something coming from her art, she has a different perspective than other bands that are as well. That's how somehow it's different to bands around. So it's
It's different.
I mean, it is very, very different. And also, like, our bassist is half Polish drama.
My God, what is this one big melting
We're quite
pot?
a melting pot. Well, we're from London, we're pretty sound up London, itself. So I think that's a great thing to be honest. That they kind of band people from very different nationalities who come together and make so awesome.
That's great. And if you guys weren't like, if you weren't playing music, what would you be doing?
Well, I am also a TV producer of my favorite Persian language TV channel, and I've got 2 masters in political science, so I suppose I could go into politics. I mean, I'm still not very political, but not necessarily going on riots or anything. It's more like, politics has always been something of interest to me. At the moment, I put my PhD in politics on hold with music.
Right.
And I'm hoping that once we are on the road, that I can do my TV, whatever I want to continue my PhD. So yeah, I think if I married to music, I would do politics.
That's so Absolutely. After your PhD, where'd you go to school?
I did my master's in Scotland, St. Andrews University. My PhD is Ihsahn University.
Cool. Now, fans want to buy more of your stuff and learn about your band. What's your website?
It's .co.uk. It's on Facebook and we're just about to record an album, produce a retrospective.
Okay.
Should be finished by December, January.
Alright.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking at.
So it's www.mortad.co.uk. Thanks you guys very much for hanging up and everything. That's cool you have your PhD actually. Welcome back to Sky Heavy TV, and I know most of the viewers there know this man. Thank you so much. Today you're actually playing at Crypticon and Bloodstock Festival. And how's it going so far?
Well, first of all, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too. You look better than you did the last time.
I feel really better. There was a lot of lying intrigues, whatever attached to the last incarnation of Celtic Frost. And I feel very rejuvenated, very happy to have shed that. And today, Children's first concert in the UK was absolutely fantastic. The audience, mind blown. Couldn't have been a better story.
Did you feel like it was well receptive by the audience?
Absolutely. I mean, they interrupted the set several times, chanting the band's name and stuff. We've been waiting for 1.5 years to play over here, and we couldn't have expected such a wonderful fantastic. Absolutely.
What's going to happen after this? How do you guys going to go?
Well, we've been playing everywhere already. This is one of the last territories we have. We've been playing the States, we've been playing Japan, we've been playing all over Europe, we've been playing Iceland. We're flying to the Czech Republic tomorrow, playing on the festival. Then in December we'll have a 4-continental European tour. In spring hopefully we'll be back here to play a tour. Hopefully we'll be back in America next year, so there's just tons of stuff.
And maybe South America as well. Where do you say some of the your favorite places are to play these days?
Oh God, it's very different. Actually, Iceland was one of the most unusual places to ever play. And I don't know, UK of course, after today's show.
What's been going on with life in general? Like, what have you been doing on the outside to keep yourself busy when you're not playing married life, kids, like anything fun like that?
Not married. My private life is as it's always. If I was to answer that question truthfully, we would be standing here for 2 hours. It's a very complex
And what's
story.
your sign?
What's my sign?
Yeah.
Cancer.
Oh, that's why I'm a Scorpio. Scorpions and Cancers are like the most complex people. And what do you guys have going on as far as your album? What else are you promoting?
Oh, we're working on the new album. It's going to probably be released next year. Our own record company, so there's no pressure. We can do whatever we want.
Oh, which label is that?
Prowling Death Records.
So it's Prowling Death Records, Typicon, and it's your own label. What do you think of the music industry these days? I mean, you've been around for such a long time in this business.
Well, there's still plenty of records around, like they were in the old days, and the music industry is in shambles. The only way to proceed is to take control of your own actions, which is what we have done with Devin Townsend. There you go.
And what do you see yourself doing next year with 5 years?
Hopefully finally be gone from this fucked up planet.
You know, I'm kind of intrigued by the fact that you have some kind of chaotic personal life. I'm not going to ask you about it, but it's just really intriguing to me. It's kind of fun, actually.
It has ceased being intriguing to me. I'm striving for some stability, and hopefully I will achieve that.
And what do you do when you're not sure? What do you do at home? Do you fishing? Do you go train there?
No, none of the above. Probably very boring to the average rock and roll person. I love my open presentation of music. I hang out with friends. I read a lot. I write a lot. I write books. It's nothing exciting.
Did you do an autobiography yet?
Well, I've released 2 books. I'm working on the next 2. So the next one is probably going to be called Insatiable, and we'll deal with a lot of my private life.
Can't wait. I'm going to be the first one to pick that up. I better get a signed copy from you.
No problem.
And if fans want to learn more about your run, where can they go to buy the stuff and not download it for free and steal it? Where can they actually buy merchandise?
Well, on CryptoCon.net you will find everything, but if they want to download it, fuck it. Everybody's doing it anyway. Who are we kidding?
And how do you think people can actually make money these days?
They don't anymore. It's become very difficult. You have to work immensely hard, but I mean, does that make us any different from anybody else on the planet? Everybody has to work very hard for their money, so there you go. It's just one of the things which is probably fair.
Now, if you weren't playing music, what would you be doing? Besides writing books?
I don't think I would be around anymore. There's been a lot of things to deal with in my life, especially in my youth, and I found a valve in my music. I don't really want to think what would have happened if I wouldn't have had that valve.
I was going to ask you something, you'd probably slap me, so I'm not going to ask you. Anyway,
I'll ask.
have you ever tried to kill yourself before?
I haven't actually tried it, but I've been extremely close. I'm not one of those people who talk about it and never attempted that. Yes, I've come very close and I've had a reason for it too. I don't just do that to be trained. I take that very seriously, but yeah.
Okay.
Death is a part of life, whether it comes early or not.
That's very true. So if anyone wants to buy anything from TripCon, go to www.tripcon.net, and I'll see you guys sooner or later next week whenever I'm not drunk. Do you have any messages for your fans?
Don't drink.
Don't drink like me. Thank you. Hang on. Start drinking, I swear to God. Oh, okay, sorry. Ready? Welcome back to Stay Heavy TV. I'm standing here with Skeletonwitch, with Evan and Chance. First of all, where the hell are you guys from? You have this twang when you speak.
I don't know about any sort of twang. We're from Ohio. Most of the guys are from Athens, Ohio. It's in southern Ohio. I'm from Cleveland, and our drummer's from Indiana.
Cool. Hang on one second. Were we supposed to do something now? Okay. So right now you guys are at Bloodstock. How'd you guys get booked on Bloodstock? I mean, this is amazing. It's almost like the melting pot of metal. Everyone's from somewhere else.
I'm not really sure how we got booked on it. You know, you got a booking agent, you say, I want to do them, I want to do those festivals, and they make it happen, and fuck yeah.
Okay, but who's like, what are one of the favorite bands that you've always wanted to play with that are here, besides Motorhead?
Immortal, for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's what I'm really looking most forward to. Maybe Evan has,
Yeah, Immortal. I think the reason we got thrown on here, it was kind of actually a last minute thing. We played Ihsahn last night, which is about 15 hours away.
Right.
It's in something Scheimen, Beimen, Germany. Yeah, whatever.
Don't even try, please.
Right, it's in Germany, and this is kind of a last minute thing. We were gonna have a day off, and then they asked if you just wanted to play early at Bloodstock, and we said, fuck yeah. We haven't played any fests in the UK, so.
It's gonna be great. So you guys are touring still on Forever Abomination on Prosthetic Records.
comes
Tell
out
me,
October 11 in the States,
right?
October 10 in the UK.
And
Brand
in
new
Brazil?
In Brazil, I don't know the release date in Brazil.
Are you guys gonna tour South America anytime soon?
Touring America?
South America.
I don't know. I mean, we'd love to. We like, we like getting out and doing different sort of stuff. I don't know if I can speak to that, though.
Okay, and then what are your plans after Bloodstock?
We have a couple more shows here in the UK. Then we go and do Summer Breeze, which I'm really stoked about doing that. We go home, have 3 days off, and then hit the road until December 20. So we're busy as fuck.
And what's your website if people want to buy stuff?
We have a new website just for the new album. It's foreverabomination.com. It's actually, we're streaming a new song on there, and you can order a bunch of like pre-order stuff. There's like different packages and stuff for people.
Cool. So don't forget to go to www.foreverabomination.com. And what's your regular website?
We have a Facebook that's up, which is just a Skeletonwitch Facebook.
I'm so tired of Facebook.
It's fucking gay. Like, seriously, everyone and everyone's
Hey, I could
fucking...
have said MySpace.
That's gay, too.
Yeah,
The whole
it's
thing is
gayer.
gay. All of it is gay. Do you have, like, a real website that's on
we have
Facebook?
skeletonwitch.com, yeah. we
Okay,
have
so
that too.
www.skeletonwitch.com. I swear to God, I want to fucking bomb MySpace. All right. Yeah, do you have any messages for your fans?
Hey, thanks for fucking supporting us. Thanks for making it happen. Without you guys, I couldn't be doing this, so fuck yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. This is the first time we've done the festival circuit, and it's been fucking great. We appreciate everybody coming out and pick that new album up when it comes out. Fuck yeah.
Thanks, Jasmin.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
Welcome back to Stay Heavy TV, and I'm sitting here with Ihsahn, who's currently touring on his solo project. Ihsahn, how's everything going? It's such a long time and such a change.
Yeah, it's going well. You know, it's I've been off touring for a while, and yeah, we did the Emperor reunion shows in 2006. But I wanted to. I have 3 albums now, solo albums, and I didn't want to, do this solo thing where I do, 1 album and then play 5 songs after that, and then do Emperor covers for the rest. I wasn't there, so I wanted to build a new catalog. And so I'm, when I'm touring now or playing festivals mostly, it's, I have my own stuff. I might chip in 1 or 2 old songs, but primarily, stuff that I did myself.
Right. And how would you say that every album differs from the other? Like you did Meloth, which is currently what you're promoting. You did Adversary and Angel. What's the difference between all 3? Do you think that the sounds have always progressed in different directions?
Yeah, well, I kind of view them as they all start with A.
Right.
So it's kind of, when I started doing the first album, I wanted to build kind of a new metal platform for myself, kind of post-Emperor. And I took in a lot of influences from what I grew up with, early Priest, early Maiden, and kind of, in a way, started over, and to kind of, a new foundation for my kind of return to doing more, guitar-driven metal music again. And second album, I kind of focused in on, what can I say, my findings with the first one. So, but it was just during the process of the first one, I decided fairly early on that I wanted to do 3 albums, give myself the time of 3 albums to kind of get this thing on its feet. And with the last one after, I felt, that I want to expand on that. So that's kind of diverse from the 2 previous, but kind of a good ending to that new build.
Right. And how do you think, have fans been very receptive to your new career move? Because I know the last time I saw you with your previous band, with Emperor, and now that you have all the solo stuff, do you think a lot of fans have been very, it's not appreciative is the word, very receptive towards that?
I've been very positively surprised, because when I did my first abroad show in France, on Hellfest, I was thinking, I'll probably be hearing people screaming for all the Emperor songs and all that, but I just have to, live with it. But actually, they were, calling out. The only thing I heard was they calling out from, one of the songs of the last record. So I think that, in a sense, that since it's such a long time since Emperor actually quit, and that I've given myself the time of doing 3 albums before I actually put it out there, on the stage, I think people have accepted that this is something to rely on. This is just not a spin-off I'm doing, after Emperor. This is what I do now, and with there are a lot of new fans there that don't have the same nostalgia towards Emperor. They didn't grow up in the 90s, So I think there's a mixed crowd, that people who followed Emperor but also kind of followed through on the more progressive Emperor parts, and I think get a lot of fans of the new more extreme metal things. There are a lot of Opeth have been doing very well with more progressive elements for a while, and you have Porcupine Tree and Devin Townsend, stuff like that people relate to progressive music in a different way, and they're not as nostalgic to this old school black metal thing. And for me, that's coincidental. I think that has worked out pretty well for me.
Speaking of Devin Townsend, you worked with him, didn't you, on one of your albums?
No, I just did guest vocals for one of the tracks of his new album.
And what was that like? What was it like working with him on one of his albums?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, he's the kind of guy that I can relate to very easily, because he's doing practically the same as I. He used to have a strapping young lad. He's been very successful in the past, but now he's doing his solo stuff. He's kind of a do-it-yourself kind of guy. He has his own studio. He's doing production. So it's like him and Stephen Wilson, Porcupine Tree, and these guys. It's much easier for me to relate to that than the typical 5-piece democratic band, the kind of illusion of that. So he's a very great guy, a very talented guy, and just last weekend we played the same festival in Portugal, and I came on and did the song live, and yeah, it was just very good atmosphere.
And what are you doing when you're not touring and you're back in Norway?
I'm in the studio recording my new album.
That's good.
And of course, there's I have a family, 2 kids and everything, so it's pretty, keeping things pretty straight.
Very normal, very calm, not like back in the old days when everything was chaos? And
Well, back in the day, it was pretty calm, and it was not as exciting as it might sound.
Yeah.
People, tend to ask me, how did you, cope with the sudden success of Emperor? And I said, what success? I mean, I think Emperor's success was biggest, a couple of years after we actually quit. So I never really experienced that at all. That came on, after we were done, in a sense.
Well, here's a question I wanted to ask you, and this is, I don't know if it's a touchy question, but it kind of bothered me when I heard this. There's this is stupid American program, as all programming in America is stupid, but this really dumb program with this actor that looks, Jonathan or something Radcliffe or the other. They were going to do a movie called Lords of Chaos. What were your thoughts on the film being made? And supposedly he was supposed to play Varg. The guy looks totally gay, by the way. But
Yeah, I heard something about that,
oh
but
God, it's horrible.
yeah, but it's sometimes I get questions about the Lords of Chaos book, but honestly, I know I'm in there somewhere, but I never read it, because I think this whole focus on this unified black metal scene is just crap, basically. And an illusion that's created. I spoke to Demonos on the bus getting here, from Immortal yesterday, and we talked about, in the beginning we had, Mayhem, Immortal, and Emperor, and Dark Throne, and these bands, and they were kind of part of the same scene in a way. In a way, we knew each other from we were quite young, but still, all these bands sounded different. There was no, collective thing about, how it's supposed to sound and how you're supposed to do things. So that was very much, media created, and this whole Lords of Chaos thing and blah blah blah. I mean, it's, to me, if in the sense that if you put it in the black belt perspective, I mean, that's always, the rule has always been to be a very misanthropic and solitary thing, and I believe, Immortal are still doing their stuff, very much on their own terms. Dark Throne, no compromises whatsoever. I do my stuff. I mean, I get that, with Emperor you could probably headline these, whatever. I mean, I've been doing this since I was 16. Next year is my 20th anniversary with Candlelight Records. I'm still doing what I love, keeping the bullshit on a minimal level. That to me is success,
Exactly, doing what you like best and being happy while you're doing it. It's not always about money with things and like all the success and all of that. Even though you're pretty successful with your new project, you're very fortunate.
I'm very fortunate. I'm doing pretty well. It's you don't start a black metal band in '91 because it's such a good career choice.
You want to look cool.
No, it's just it's very get at, and it's especially with that type of music, you don't really do anything to get liked very well. It's quite the opposite. So. But I'm very, very happy where I'm at now. I love what I do, and when I'm doing this live stuff, I have great musicians with me,
Right.
and have my studio, so enjoying it.
Would you ever enter the Melody Grand Prix with your new project, with the solo project? Because I noticed, like, for the past 2 years, they've used metal bands. They used Keep of Callison, and then they used Suspiria, both of which lost. And do you see yourself as doing anything like that ever?
Never. That's never even crossed my mind that I would do something like that.
It's horrible.
And I don't mind, they're welcome to do that, but I think from all these years I've been doing this, in Norway they have Aha and Lene Malin. Beyond that, and maybe Røyksopp. Beyond that, it's Norwegian black metal. It's the biggest cultural export in Norway. But you see Norwegian Grammys. And it's Spellemannsprisen. It's the metal acts are not even shown on television. And I get contacted by Norwegian media, like when I was nominated now, and I say it's and local newspapers or national newspaper call and like, yeah, you're nominated, you want to make a comment? I was like, it's just nomination. Who cares? And it's not like they're going to show even this category on television. So why do you care? And I said, well, they want to come take some picture of me and my guitar students because I tutor some music as well. And so, well, to be honest, I with sales and everything, I have sold more records than most of these people that you put up like superstars.
Yes.
And you want to treat me like a fucking goblin from the outskirts of Norway, and it's no way. And the Immortal guys, it's exactly the same thing. We talked about it yesterday. Like, you know, Norwegian media, they kind of hype up all these Norwegian artists who have absolutely no foundation beyond Oslo, you know, and it's kind of a thing of its own. They let them do their thing, and we're, you know, doing what we always did, you know, regardless of Norwegian stuff.
No, it's true, because like one of the things when I first moved to Oslo, I moved it because I fell in love with Norway, like all the water, the nature, the air, and it's a clean country. I've never seen, it's not an unsafe place, like I don't think so, despite the tragedy that happened.
Yeah. That's kind of,
you know, that's horrible, but the thing is, and you got all these people that just come there, oh, it's black metal. It's like, no. Have you ever been outside of Norway? Have you gone to Bergen, all the fjords, Trondheim, to all these beautiful places? But I agree with you, and I like that. That's very admirable. You mentioned stuff about guitars earlier. Did you have your own column in Guitar World, or did they approach you to do something like that?
Yeah.
And what's that all about?
Well, I got in touch with the Guitar World guys when we came to play with Emperor, and they asked me to do some columns, and I started with a series of five or six columns, and they invited me back, so I ended up, I think, writing like 15 columns for them.
Good.
And I think, they even came around for one of my albums and did a full, you know, feature. They came to Norway from the US and did a big feature on that, so they've been great, and that's kind of an attention, because in this black metal thing, you know, the focus, it's always the image part of it that is always focused on. But for me, you know, being a musician, I think it's, you know, great with the attention, you know, being able to talk about gear, and I have a very good relationship with Ibanez guitars and with Black Star amps and stuff like that, and we can, you know, talk gear and talk about ideas for guitars and that stuff. It's fun. You know, it's much more fun for me to represent something like that, and be taken seriously like that, rather than just trying to explain my way around all the illusions of black metal or whatever.
Yeah.
So
that's so good. That's so much cooler to like do other things and like show a whole nother side of you in that respect.
Yeah.
You know, because there's so many fans out there that just see this, or this. They don't see that. And guitars are pretty nerdy, just for those of you watching this that don't know it, but in a good way.
yeah, nerdy is good.
Everyone likes a nerd. So if fans want to know when your tours are or buy your stuff, do you have an actual website they can visit?
Yeah, I mean, the regular website it's ihsahn.com, and but from there you can, you know, there's an artist profile on Facebook, there's MySpace, you know, the regular stuff. And but for touring, you know, I'm not really touring much. I'm doing the festivals. I wasn't really supposed to do anything this year because I'm working on my fourth album.
Yes.
But you know, circumstances. You know, I'm doing this now. I'm doing Prog Power US in September, and then I'm going for 3 days in Japan in December. But you know, then I'm, you know, focusing on finishing the album and everything, and hopefully, you know, I'll be doing, you know, the regular festivals, you know, do the round in 2012.
That's good for you. I'm so happy you're doing well. So it's www.ihsahn.com, or obviously like on Facebook and MySpace. I seriously just wish I could bomb MySpace. I fucking hate that thing. It's so much drama. I hate those things. But anyway, it's social networking. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's
I don't know how it works. But someone helps me.
You don't want to. Don't worry about it. So thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you guys next week.